In the light of the presence I come, and I bestow upon the dedicated hearts of servitors of fire greater light energy this day for the accomplishment of the seemingly miraculous, for the victorious to be realized within you, and for the grace of God to shine forth upon and within you each hour of each day as you assimilate more of the energies vouchsafed to you from your presence, that which is dawning within you of great cosmic light. As your El Morya, I am dedicated to the victory of each of you, as you are able to receive and to exhibit the light energy of your presence, manifesting especially as that blue fire radiance of the will of God within your lives. Dearest ones, I have come again and again, and yet this day I choose to emanate my radiance throughout this earth, throughout the governments and the economies of the nations. For there is a rumbling within the earth as a result of the recent decisions by the Supreme Court of these United States of America. We have gathered in our council chambers. We have seen the handwriting on the wall of what could manifest as a result of this change in direction within the earth. And we have our advocates from heaven, and we have our resources to employ in many realms to offset what has now manifest as the very crumbling of the foundation of the true anointing of man and woman in sacred matrimony, in the marriage act, which is, blessed ones, a sacred event that God established long, long ago at the very onset of the creation itself. For you remember within the Genesis story that God created them male and female, and you were created in the image and likeness of the divine. How can man and man, or woman and woman, co-create? We ask. There is no opportunity for this act of co-creation with God in this dynamic. Therefore you will see all manner of things occurring within and around the earth, and especially in those nations that have sanctioned this type of union which is not honored by the Divine One. Yes, I speak into the very teeth of this situation, blessed hearts, because you see, when the law of the land is not in alignment with the law of God in the heaven world, through this disconnect, there is also a disconnection in the minds and hearts of the people toward their God. And those who do not follow the laws of cosmos, the laws of nature, must answer to their decision to abide within a matrix outside of the circle of oneness, of perfection, and of God glory. We are about our Father's business, and therefore this day there is directed through our initiates a stream of God consciousness for each of you to step up the vibratory field of your being within a higher flow field of light to offset that which has recently occurred. You see, blessed ones, it takes living saints walking the earth consciously to be the counterbalance for the dialectic of darkness that has besieged this age and especially this time. You know that you were sent on a sacred mission to this earth, and we trust that you remember it and that you are employed within it in harmony and in grace to fulfill your sacred labor, your sacred calling in this hour. I have called you. The Chohans have assigned many of you very important spiritual projects on the inner and the outer for you to fulfill ere you breathe your last breath upon earth. Consider with us, blessed ones, what the most important assignments of your life are. Write them down, meditate daily, and in some way fulfill them to the utmost of your being. When you do this consciously, and you are invested in the will of God, pouring through your being, aligning all within your world with that holy will of God, you will see miracles, you will see all manner of amazing intercessory manifestations occurring as synchronicities and divine light, clothing your world, your being, and your choices with that diamond shining light of the holy will of God. Now, dearest ones, I have a message for each of you within this movement, and that is to support the Saint Germain on Advanced Alchemy book in every possible way that you can, and making it commonly known within the New Age circles. Do what you can to support this great master and his tome of light. Write your testimonies and place them on the internet in the appropriate places. Begin your study groups to study this tome deeply with resourcefulness and with introspection, as some of you have already begun to do so, both on the East and the West Coast. I see the light of the Son of God as the seventh ray Aquarian Master blazing forth throughout America, also in this hour, to hold that balance for what is occurring at all levels of your society. You see, we, the Chohans, are all invested in the victory of this message of the Master, Saint Germain, going forth north, south, east, and west. You, each one, can make it a victory for him by your conscious decision to support it. Yes, you have purchased or received your copy, and some of you 10 or more. Yet, dearest ones, the message must go out in a greater stream and confluence of light to hundreds and thousands throughout this nation and the world, for them to be aware of true divine higher alchemy, of what they can do to facilitate the golden crystal age dawning of Aquarius. There are many keys within the words and within the spaces within the phrasings of what the Master has provided you through this dispensation. And when you authenticate it by your conscious life, when you practice alchemy consciously, in some way daily, to precipitate on behalf of the Lord God beautiful co-creations in your midst, and etheric matrices of light, 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 where you project your vision and your eye magic, then, dearest ones, you are engaged directly with the Master, and the Master steps through the veil, honors you, and accelerates consciousness and the utilization of the violet laser light in so many domains and frequencies of being. Just last night, during a team leader meeting, I directed David to aver forthrightly within this group that the major priority of the staff within this movement is to support this message of the Master going forth through this activity and out into the world. And yet, dearest ones, it requires each and every one of you to in some way insightfully make this a reality in your domain. Consider purchasing 1 or 2 additional copies through Amazon or through a local New Age or metaphysical bookstore. Consider giving copies to libraries in your city so that others may find this tome, read it, ingest its light, and be quickened and awakened to the higher truth, and then in turn share them with many others. Why, I suggest to the leadership of this movement that you even consider an initiative to place this tome, as well as mine, within the major libraries of the major cities around this nation and throughout the world. If you have this as a goal realized, you will see how many will pick up on these tomes and begin to realize greater God consciousness and solar awareness within their own lives. Now, dearest hearts, a word about reality. Some of you at times live in a world that is dreamlike and ephemeral in your awareness, where you are not fully tethered to the God reality of a vital and resourceful life anchored in matter to accomplish works of importance. You may have retired from your major job or vocation in this life, and yet I say God has not retired you from this earth. We have not let go of you yet, and therefore there is much to accomplish. There is much to precipitate. There are heart centers and groups throughout the world to create, through conscious ones assembling together, praying, meditating, giving their all, giving charity within their communities, and supplying many with the divine arsenal of truth that they require to free them from the shackles of an identity outside of that holy will of God. Therefore, consider again today what you have done, what you are doing, and what you can do now and directly into the future to make the biggest impact within this earth that you can on behalf of God. Just this morning, David nearly completed the reading of a tome of light on the life of St. Francis of Paola. Dearest ones, I assign each of you to read this tome, to have co-measurement of what a God-man can do in one lifetime to protect vast evolutions of light, nations, peoples, and to heal thousands and set many on the course of perfectionment in the holy will of God. When you have this level of co-measurement of which I have spoken of in past dispensations, and you see yourself truly as God sees you and realizes you as already manifest as a son, a daughter of the One, you can make a greater impression on life. The impact that your one life can have upon thousands and millions may be great. Therefore, I encourage you to access this new level of God's self-realization, to feel within you the Elan, the majesty of the presence, the divine energy that you can vouchsafe to thousands who come in contact with you, to make that impact where you are as a living, walking saint upon this earth. I aver that each of you has what it takes to make that difference and to sustain the light through your heart, mind, and soul in greater measure to offset the darkness of this age and to see the brilliance of Aquarian fire shining forth throughout this world. I believe in you, blessed ones. I have trust in you. I have eternal faith in you as my friends, cohorts, and servitors of light. And if I have this trust, and if I have this acceptance of who you are, I encourage you to accept also who you are, and the greatest radiance of divine light, and the greatest shower of your presence, and fulfilling all possibilities within your life for your victorious mission accomplished. Dearest ones, we rely on those who love God with their entire being. These we can count upon. These we can nurture and sustain by the grace of God, day and night, night and day, through all of the difficulties of the path, through all of the challenges of the hour, through all that assails them as they strive with their entire being to ascend the highest mountain of God awareness and Christic presence. I am there every time that you enter the will of God through a conscious decision to be the light for the earth, to shine forth your radiance through your prayers, songs, decrees, devotions, dearest ones. I am there, deep within you, impressing through your pores, your cells, the radiance of the holy will of God. And when you can feel my presence, as you sing, I am the one, and as you soar to the sun, I shine forth through you a greater brilliance of God consciousness than you may have actually dreamed were possible for you to experience, feel, and know. It can be, and it is, within some, and I say for those who have not quite yet realized this level of beingness, step into it, enjoy the fire, feel the radiance of the sun in your midst, and know the totality of God beingness right within your cells, your mind, your heart, your vision center, your throat chakra. I know that I am speaking to the choir, and yet we require a greater choir, dearest ones. Therefore sing day and night to expand this choir and feel the uplift, the support, the nourishment of heaven itself, many choirs of angels in your midst, as throughout your day you enjoy the presence of God, the mercy and graces, and the bestowals of oneness. tomorrow, blessed hearts, I suggest that all of you are present physically in Livingston. If you can be here, if you live in this area, for the magnificence of Mary in your midst and what she will provide as a holy resource of healing, a divine light, and of the emerald matrix for each of you as a blessing and a goad for your spiritual life lived to the glory of God. You see, when you are present with your presence, when you are here in the sphere of God beingness, when you are aligned with all that is fine, holy, and streaming from the One, all things are possible unto you. God is realizable every moment, and the light shines forth through you, the brilliance of a new era, and all is well. I am your Moria, invested in your victory. I sing the song of the free, the light-hearted, the precious ones, whom God anoints through their every offering of self-sacrifice, service, surrender, and selflessness, through a pure heart to the One. I thank you for your presence of joy this day. Blessings to all.